Welcome to day 5 of our daily Bible devotions, and this is the last of our discussion of the cosmological argument. Yesterday, we looked at the conclusion of our cosmological argument. The premise 1 and premise 2 has been established. We arrived at the conclusion firmly that therefore the universe had a cause. And if we're going to talk about this cause, remember when I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago that I pointed out that the cosmological argument does not necessarily point to God. It points to a first cause. Cosmological argument proves that there is a first cause. So, the cosmological argument doesn't prove the existence of God, right? Or does it? Okay, let's park the idea of the first cause for now. Let's go back to our discussion of the Big Bang. And we said that it's proven by 5 things, scientific evidence. We gave the acronym of SURGE, the second law of thermodynamics, the universe is expanding, the radiation from the Big Bang, the galaxy seeds, the CMBR, and then Einstein's theory of relativity. And then during the discussion about the galaxy seeds, the CMBR, when this was discovered, Stephen Hawking, a famous physicist and scientist, he said that this discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation is the most important discovery of the century, if not of all time. And this same evidence, whom which merited this comment from Stephen Hawking, actually did not lead him to God. In fact, for Stephen Hawking, he said that the universe has no beginning and no end. And you will find that a little bit ironic because we said that the cosmic microwave background radiation actually points to the beginning of the universe. And yet, even though Stephen Hawking acknowledges that, he also made this statement that the universe has no beginning and no end. He stood firmly with his belief that the universe is eternal, infinite, and therefore has no beginning, has no cause. But according to Stephen Hawking, if you're going to point to a first cause, so to speak, it's going to be the gravity. So the first cause for Stephen Hawking, if there is such a thing, or if we can call it that, is the gravity. According to Stephen Hawking, because there is such a thing as the law of the gravity, the universe can and will create itself from nothing. Just in case you can't imagine how that's going to be, it's like this. From the Big Bang, very hot, very dense matter, and then there was an explosion called Big Bang. The universe expanded. Okay, as the universe expanded, we appealed to the second law of thermodynamics, entropy. So stars die. And when stars die, they become singularities, black holes. Okay, as they expand, stars die, they become black holes. The black holes, they become strong gravitational forces. They pull things towards each other. Okay, as the many stars that develop become black holes, suddenly according to scientists, there will come a point that the universe will be filled with so many black holes that they will pull itself together, and then it will stop expanding because of the gravitational forces towards one another, and then it will start shrinking, attract each other, shrinking until it becomes the hot and dense matter again. It will go back to where it started. Some scientists call it the Big Crunch. So there's Big Bang, Big Crunch. And then this big crunch, the momentum of them going together will actually result to another Big Bang. So for people who believes that the universe is eternal or infinite, it's just a series of Big Bang and Big Crunch and Big Bang and Big Crunch. And Stephen Hawking, someone like him, attributes all this to gravity. So because there is the law of gravity, the universe can and will create itself from nothing. So they also call this, I believe, spontaneous creation. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think that's the term that they used for this. Okay, there are some problems with this. Logically speaking, there are some loopholes in this statement. First, Stephen Hawking said, he pointed out that the universe can and will create itself from nothing, right? But there is gravity. Gravity is not nothing. So this is in a way self-contradicting. No, actually, this is self-contradicting. This is self-defeating. Because if there is gravity, then it's not nothing. Also, Stephen Hawking used the word create itself. Okay? So, how can someone or something create itself? Because for you to create yourself, that means you must be existing before you existed. Again, if you created yourself, that means you must be existing before you existed because you created yourself. Think about that hard. Plus, if you use the word create, creation requires intentionality. The word create, it requires intelligence. That's why artists, when they create, it requires intelligence. It requires intentionality. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. There's intentionality. There's genius. There's wisdom behind it. There's intelligence. And that's why, for us, we will establish the first cause to be something else, not gravity. So what is the first cause? If we look at the first cause, this first cause must be self-existent, timeless, non-spatial, and immaterial. Since the first cause created time, space, and matter, the first cause must be outside of time, space, and matter. Because we said earlier, we pointed out that if you will create yourself, you must be existent before you existed. So if we want to approach this logically and avoid that kind of contradiction, then we have to establish logically that the first cause is outside time, space, and matter. If time, space, and matter was created, then therefore the first cause or the creator must be outside time, space, and matter. In other words, the first cause is without limits or infinite. Now, we only established that the universe is not infinite. We're not saying that there is no such thing as infinity. That's why in math, there's a difference between potential infinity and actual infinity. Mathematics describes the universe. The first cause, logically, must be unimaginably powerful to create the entire universe out of nothing. First, look at the universe. The universe is filled with power. All those forces, all those heat, there's so much power in the universe. If you are going to create something that is that powerful, then that means you have to be more powerful than the creation. So we assume logically that if there is a first cause, that first cause must be unimaginably powerful because you create universe, not to mention out of nothing. We also see that the first cause must be supremely intelligent because there's design in the universe. To design a universe with incredible precision, there must be supreme intelligence associated with it. And we will discuss more of this when we go to the argument by design or teleological argument. Also, the creation of the universe led to the creation of mankind. Mankind is intelligent species. So, if you're going to create intelligence, then therefore the first cause must be more intelligent, supremely intelligent to create everything including mankind. We cannot deduce that intelligence was created by random chance. Because where will intelligence come from? Because if we will say that intelligence came from random chance, which is what evolution assumes, that everything just came out of random chance, then therefore that intelligence cannot be trusted. That's just by accident. Why would you trust a product of an accident? But if there's intentionality, if there's intelligence, then you can trust that. Also, we can see here that the first cause must be personal in order to choose to convert a state of nothingness into the time-space material universe, because an impersonal force has no ability to make choices. As I mentioned earlier, if we're going to use the word create, you have to acknowledge that there's intentionality associated with the word create. So these characteristics are not based on someone's religion or subjective experience. You don't have to always go to religious beliefs for you to acknowledge this. That's why lots of scientists, for example, I know you, Ross. You, Ross, is a very intelligent astrophysicist. He came to believe in God because of what he discovered scientifically. He acknowledged first the universe. He acknowledged first the wonders of the galaxies and the universe before he was led to believe in God. Because this is undeniable. This is a discovery. If this is staring you at your face, then You can't just discard it. You're looking at it. You just have to acknowledge it. Now that you've discovered it, how do you explain it? Well, according to some scientists who find these discoveries, they eventually come to a conclusion which theologians have already made long before. We discover from science that logically there is first cause. And this first cause has been declared, has been assumed early on in the Bible. The phrase "in the beginning" has been used twice in two momentous occasions in the Bible. And it's been there all along. We're just finding out the logical support that there is such a thing as first cause. And this first cause, others may find other explanation for this, but logically it points to our definition of God.